Morning guys, welcome back to the Knitting Expat Podcast channel. My name is Mina, and yeah, if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back, thank you for hanging in there. It's been a while since I posted a video, and if you are new, thank you for joining me today. I hope you like what you see on this channel. This channel started out mainly as a knitting podcast channel. It's kind of morphed into a bit of everything, mostly knitting and fibre arts focused, but a little bit of vlogging here and there, some family stuff, but mostly me and my knitting and my fibercraft adventure. So today is the 21st of February, and I thought it would be fun to do a vlog style podcast episode. So I don't actually know what episode number we're on. I have lost track. I can't even remember the last time I did a podcast episode. It was definitely last year, but when, I cannot remember. Anyway, life is just busy. It's just very busy at the moment, and just a bit of an update for you, I guess. My work, if you're new, you don't know, I design knitting patterns. I'm a knitwear designer. So my work has kind of taken a backseat to life, family, everything else, and that is absolutely fine. It's funny because when Perry and I, my husband and I, got married, and in the early days, and you know, sort of our discussions around family and what we wanted to do, I always said that you know, if we were fortunate enough to be in a financial situation where it would be possible, I wanted to be a stay-at-home parent. And that, you know, my mum was that for us kids growing up, and I always wanted to be that for my children. So me working was never really, or especially me having my own business, was never part of my plan. At least not initially. It kind of just happened. And anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. Essentially what it boiled down to was when I got pregnant with Nova, and even before we got pregnant with Nova, you know, Perry and I talked about it, and I sort of explained that I was going to sort of take a bit of a step back from my work to focus on the kids while they're still young, especially Nova. She's not even 2 yet. And really be present for the kids. And you know, once Nova starts nursery, as I have the time for it, I will get back to doing some work. But you know, family life things take priority over work. So that's probably why you haven't heard a lot from me recently. In the last couple of years, I've not been knitting as much, I've not been designing as much. I just don't have as much content to share, I guess, is kind of where I'm going with that. Also, social media is, I don't know, things have changed a lot with social media and Instagram and stuff like that, and I don't really know where I fit in with all of that at the moment, and I haven't quite figured out how I want to continue with it. So my posting over on Instagram and stuff is also very sporadic, and I would like to get more consistent, but I also don't want to be on my phone all the time. So, and that seems to be what the algorithm wants these days, is you to be online all the time. Anyway, a bit of a ramble. How are you all doing? I've got my second cup of coffee for today, my giant head-sized mug almost, and yeah, that's basically how it goes these days. It's usually a 2 coffee morning, and yeah. So like I said, vlog style podcast episode today, because I don't feel like I have enough to sit down and do like a proper full-on podcast episode, but I also have lots of other fun things happening today that I thought I would share with you guys, or share little snippets of here and there. So, like I mentioned earlier, today's the 21st of February, and for those of you who are long-time viewers, and for those of you who are particularly perceptive and who have amazing memories, because I don't expect anyone to really remember this, but tomorrow is Layla's birthday. She's going to be 7, and I cannot believe she's going to be 7 years old tomorrow. Like I was saying to her the last few days, I was like, how dare you turn 7? How dare you grow up? And she's just like, but mummy, I can't help it. And I remember saying, you know, having the exact same conversation with my mum when I was younger. She'd be like, stop growing, stop growing. And I'd be like, I can't help it. You know, I'm having the same chats with my daughter. So, you know, full circle moment. Anyway, you are currently perched on top of a stack of presents that I need to wrap for her. So actually, her main present this year, we decided, is going to be a bike. She needs a new bike. Her bike that she currently has is too small for her, so when she's riding it, her knees are like coming up to her chin. It looks really funny. So she does need a new bike for the summer, but we want to get one secondhand, and we need to go to a shop and get her measured up to make sure we get the right size bike for her height. So we just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So we explained that to her, and you obviously want her to be part of the process, choosing a bike that she likes, etc. So I have got her a few things for her birthday, but they're not like her main present. And something both of us have been getting into recently are jigsaw puzzles, and I've been really loving doing the larger piece count jigsaw puzzles, like the 500 and 1000 piece puzzles. I find it really relaxing in the evenings, and it's something to do, especially if my hands are starting to hurt from knitting or crocheting too much and stuff. So it's also something I could do with the kids around, because I sit at the kitchen island, and so, you know, I could still be like with the family. I don't have to go up to my office to do stuff away from everyone. So it's been really fun, and Layla's been really getting into doing her puzzles. So I got a few new puzzles for her. Actually, to be fair, most of them are secondhand. I think I only bought 2 of them brand new, which is great. And so I got those to wrap up for her, and I got her some new dresses as well to replace, well, really I got 3 of the same style dress in different patterns to replace one that she's pretty much outgrowing, but it's one of her favorites and she wears it all the time. Like, if it's clean, she's wearing it, and even though it's sleeveless, she still wears it in the winter. She just wears a long sleeve top underneath it. So yeah, so we got those to wrap up for her for tomorrow. I also want to set up a balloon arch for her, like I did for Nova's birthday. I don't know if I ever shared that on the channel or not, but I did a balloon arch for Nova's first birthday. Layla really liked it, so I promised I would do one for her birthday. So if I have time, I'll do that during the day. If not, I'll do it tonight, and it'll be a surprise for her tomorrow morning. Now what else do I have? General jobs around the house I need to do. I've got laundry I have to fold. I've just got lots of other little jobs to do. So I actually don't think I'm going to get a chance to do any work today because of everything else I have to do and all the prep for the birthday and other bits and pieces. We'll see. We'll see where we get to. I might be able to sew on buttons to a cardigan I'm designing, and maybe that will be the amount of work I get done today. And yeah, obviously I'll share what I've been working on as well, knitting, crochet wise. Yeah, so I think that's just a general update from me. Oh, in other news, Perry's currently away for work at the moment. He's been away this week. He gets back tomorrow lunchtime, so he'll be here in the evening for Layla's birthday, and then he leaves again next week for another 2-week trip. So fun time. Solo parenting is really fun. No, but in fairness, like, it's actually not too bad. Nova's older now, so it's a lot easier. She's just a lot easier as she's at that age, which is like, she's just really fun to be around. You know, when toddlers hit that point where they're able to walk around more stably, you don't have to worry about them tripping and falling all the time. She still does, just not as frequently. And, you know, she's able to listen, understand. You can have like small conversations with them. Like, honestly, they're starting to communicate better, and they just become so much fun to be around. I remember Layla when she got to this age, and it was just so much fun to be with her. And Nova's kind of getting to that point now as well, and it's just so much fun. And her and Layla get on really well, which is amazing, and I love it. I love seeing them so happy and playing together. And yeah, so just in general, everyone's having a good time. Yeah, so it's sad that Perry's not here, obviously, because then he misses out on stuff with the kids, but he'll be here for Layla's birthday, which is the main thing. Right, I'm gonna go enjoy my coffee in peace, and then I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. So, what's going on with my hair? Presents have been wrapped. I need to go put them in the conservatory so they're not in here when Layla gets home later. I've done a few other jobs, like taking out the bins, which I didn't think you guys wanted to see, so there's that. I have just organised all the balloons I need to blow up for the balloon arch. I've got the tape thing to put the balloon arch together with. You're sat currently on my electric balloon pump, which hands down the best investment you can make if you're planning on doing balloon arches. But I thought we would get into the podcasty part of today's video. So I'm just gonna have a little chat with you guys about what I've been working on somewhat recently. I don't actually have any finished objects to share. Do I even have any finished objects? Probably. I just don't have any around here right now, and I don't know what I finished recently. I've kind of been working on this one cardigan project for a while now, pretty much since the new year or shortly thereafter. So I'm in a bit of a slump at the moment, and I've got quite a few patterns I need to get written up, but due to the aforementioned life and family related priorities, I have not had the brain capacity and or as much time dedicated to being able to sit at my computer and write up patterns. So I've been reluctant to cast on new designs when I have some that I've already knit up the samples for where I haven't written down the patterns yet. So I have one done and I have two more I need to do basically. One is the cardigan I'm currently working on, and another one is a kid's jumper. That is like so long ago now that I knit those up, and I have like a really rough version of the pattern written. I just need to like just get on with it and grade it and just get it. It won't take me longer than a day. Like it's literally just one day's worth of work, if that even. It literally just needs a few hours, and I just don't have the time to dedicate to that right now. It's really annoying. Like for me, pattern writing, especially when it comes to garments and like where it needs grading and like things like that, it's not hard, it's just time consuming. For me, anyway. I don't find the math side of it, that's not hard. I don't find that difficult. What I find difficult is finding the like chunk of time I need to be able to sit down and dedicate to doing that. My work day is not a particularly long work day. Like I pretty much get to start work around 9, and then I have to finish by around 2:30, 3 o'clock, depending what time I need to go pick up Layla from school. So like I have like, I get like a good 5 to 6 hours of solid work time during the day if I have nothing else to do, if I can avoid doing other jobs. But like I said today, I have too many other jobs, so I can't sit down for 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, however long, to work on writing patterns, which is what I ideally would like to do. And it's not one of those situations, at least for me, when it comes to grading and stuff, I like to get it all done in one go. I don't like to stop and start, because I kind of lose where I was and then I end up having to like go over what I've already done to figure out where I stopped. Doesn't matter how well my notes are, like it's just the way my brain works. I like to work through the whole thing. The only place I will stop if I need to is when it comes to sleeves. Like as long as I get the whole body done, I can do sleeves separately, that's fine. But yeah, for some reason I can't, I don't like doing it in smaller chunks. I kind of want to get it all done in one shot. So a little bit of I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Anyway, moving on. What have I been working on? So, like I said, because I had all these patterns to write up, at the beginning of the year, I kind of set myself a rule, like self-imposed restriction, shall we say, that I wasn't allowed to cast on anything new, not just designs, anything, socks, whatever. Nothing new until I had written up at least one of the 3 patterns I needed to write up, and I did eventually get that one done. But so I wasn't allowed to knit anything. So what did I do? I started crocheting, because crochet was not part of this self-imposed restriction. So what did I start crocheting? I started crocheting little corner to corner squares. So originally I wanted to do a corner to corner blanket, like a traditional standard corner to corner blanket. However, I quickly realized that having done a granny stripe blanket in the past, which is floating around the living room somewhere, the girls use it all the time. Oh no, actually it's in our bedroom. That those rows get so long, and the whole thing can get really cumbersome once it gets bigger, that it just becomes unenjoyable to work on, I guess. And I kind of found that with the traditional mitered square blanket that was really popular, like 10 years ago now or something. Maybe not even 10 years ago, whatever, 5-6 years ago. So I was like, you know what, I really like my pinwheel scrappy blanket. I'm like working on my third one now, like I've done so many of those. Why don't I take the same concept with the corner to corner blanket? So I'm doing blocks of a corner to corner crochet blanket squares. I'm just saying words now. Does it make sense all together? Who knows? So I've basically been increasing until I have 20 clusters across, and then I decrease back down to 1. I just found a YouTube video on how to do it. I'm not a great crocheter. I know how to do a double crochet. I think it's an American term, it's double crochet. In English, it's called a triple crochet, I think. Anyway, like I said, I don't know. These are the blocks I've been working on. It's mostly fingering weight yarn with some DK thrown in as well. When I do use the DK yarn, I don't change the needle or hook, hook size. What size hook am I using? I'm using a, where is it? 3.5mm hook. No idea what letter that is. I want to say that's an E, but I could be very wrong. Maybe it's a D. I don't know. Yeah, so when I use a DK weight yarn, I don't actually change the hook size, but instead of doing 3 double crochets in a cluster, I just do 2, and that reduces the bulk a little bit, so it doesn't affect the gauge too much. It does affect it a little bit, like this green section here is DK, or it's definitely heavier, where you can see it's sort of bulging a bit at the top. It does affect the gauge a little bit, but once it's all sewn together in a blanket, you're not going to notice. And just doing it with 2 double crochets instead of 3, it reduces the bulk. And in some cases I'll do alternate between 2 and 3 clusters on the slightly thinner DK yarns. I kind of just sort of wing it as I go. If I'm using something that's thicker than fingering weight, I will just sort of adjust accordingly to avoid it getting too bulky. Yeah, I think I alternate more often than not. So again here, these are all DK yarns. So I alternate, looking at it now, yeah, I alternated between 2 and 3 clusters. I'm not sure how well you can see. So here there's a 3 double crochet cluster, and then this one, you can see it's just 2, and then there's 3, and then 2, 3, 2. It just helps to reduce that bulk in that. So just a fun fact, little tip, I guess. It's probably more accurate if you want to mix fingering weight and DK in a crochet corner to corner blanket. Can't guarantee it'll work for everyone, but it worked for me. And I don't mind how it looks. I'm just showing all the ones that I've done. I think I've done 16 blocks now. Can't remember how many I decided I was going to do. I think I'm going to try and do 40, but we'll see. Nice and squishy. We'll see where we're at when we get to 30, and then we'll see if we need to do another 10 or not. So that's those all sorted. The other thing I'm working on right now, like I said, is the cardigan pattern that I was telling you about. So this is using yarn that I originally knit up in a different design and then wasn't happy with it, ripped it all out, and I'm knitting it up again. So this yarn's actually been knit 3 times now. Well, some of it's been knit 3 times now, and I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, so this yarn is from my good friend Gemma, who dies as the Midnight Diary, and it's a tweed yarn with like lots of neps and stuff in it. I can't remember if we've come up with a name for the colorway or not, but sort of we dyed it together. And yeah, so it's this really lovely sort of foresty, like warm foresty green color, and like with all the neps and stuff, it just looks really lovely. And it's just this really fun, simple cable and rib pattern. I originally designed this intending to create like a poncho style pullover type sleeve, not without a sleeve, kind of like an over poncho thing, and it was gonna have buttons down the side, so it would be more of like breastfeeding friendly and stuff like that, which I like the concept of it, but the finished product once it was done, I tried it on and I didn't quite like the length. It was too long, so I ripped it out, made it shorter. And because of the directionality of the cables, it's knit bottom up. So because I didn't like the length, I had to rip out the poncho all the way down to where there's below the underarms to then be able to take off some length and then knit it all back up. That's why like half of this yarn was already knit twice by that point. And then I finished it again, and something just didn't feel right about it. So when was it? It was in October, I think. I ripped it all out. Back in October, I ripped it all out, balled up all the yarn, and was just like, no, it's just not gonna work. And so I decided to make it a cardigan instead. And last night I finally bound off the button band. I haven't sewn on the buttons yet, but I thought I'd just, it's not blocked or anything, but I thought I'd just throw it on quickly, show you nice sort of rounded neckline with a small, like, gentle V slope to the front. Nothing too dramatic or extreme. I went with a flat collar this time instead of a shawl collar, just less fussing around. I do have buttons. These were the original buttons I was going to use for the poncho, but now they'll go with this. They do match quite nicely with, they go quite nicely with the yarn. They don't match, obviously, they're brown. But they're nice, large, about 1 inch size buttons. And where are my buttonholes? On this side. And I do this one is a double yarn over buttonhole, so the instructions for that will be in the pattern. So you can see it's a nice snug fit, but the buttons do pass through quite easily, which is good. It's not too tight. So those will get sewn on at some point, probably not today now, looking at the time, it's almost 12 o'clock already. And yeah, so nice snug fit, just got the sleeves left to go. So that's what I'm currently working on. There. I still need to, it's going to take me probably a little while before I get onto the sleeves, because I need to do some calculations before I start that. But I think I will get to weaving in the ends though, because I quite like how it fits. And so I left all the ends unwoven at the moment until I tried it on to make sure it was going to look how I wanted. Right, in other news, I've pulled out my spinning wheel again, which has been in hibernation since I got pregnant with Nova, because quite frankly, I was so nauseous with Nova, and so the morning sickness was so intense for so long that just the thought of spinning, like literally just watching that wheel spin round and round, was enough to make me feel queasy. Anyway, finally pulled it out a couple of weeks ago, dusted it off, cleaned it off. It was so dusty. And yeah, spun my first thing in a very long time. So this was fibre from Velvet Sixpence. I have no idea where I got it from. Somewhere in the UK, because the price was in pounds. It's 100% Polworth. I spun it as a 2-ply, and it's about 108 grams, and it's about 450 yards. So 411 meters. It's a pretty decent fingering weight. So that was really nice. Nice sort of tonal, sort of burgundy type colour. It's not quite red, but it's not quite purple. It's not quite pink. I think burgundy is quite, it's like a red wine sort of colour. And then I have another yarn, and I can't, fibre. I've lost the tag, but I have the what's it's written down. No, I only have it written down for, okay, I don't have the measurements written down, but this is another 2-ply, but this one I did as a fractal. I can't remember the name of the company. Words, why can I not do words? I cannot remember where I got this from. I know where I got this from. I got this when we went to Cornwall a few years ago. I can't remember the name of the shop, I can't remember the name of the dye, but the colorway I believe was called Jamaica Inn. This is about just under 90 grams of the yarn that I did as a 2-ply fractal. Words. and I believe this was also around 400 plus yards ish of like a fingering weight 2-ply. I really love how this turned out, really fun barber poling of colors. And then with the leftover yarn, I had about 15 grams left on, and this one was from the bobbin with the fractal part, where you basically, so with a fractal you split your braid in half, or you split whatever fibre it is in half, you knit half of it end to end, and then the other half you split again vertically into as many strips as you can, and that's what causes all the barber poling. So it was that part where I split the other half more and more, that's the bit where I had the leftovers. Wow, I cannot do words. This is 15 grams of a chain ply of those leftovers, which I will probably, looks like a fingering weight. I haven't washed it yet, so it might puff up a bit. I believe this was a merino nylon blend, and I was originally thinking of this for socks, but now I'm not sure. I might still do socks with it, to be honest. This I'll probably, once I've washed it, will pop it into my bag of minis for the crochet blanket squares and also pinwheel scrap blanket squares I'm still making. Okay, wow. I really struggled with words today. What was that? Okay, that's it. That's all I have to share with you in terms of knitting and spinning related stuff. I need to go ahead and crack on with making this balloon arch. Right, I look so disheveled. I don't know what is going on with my hair today. Anyway, so birthday prep is done. The two main things I wanted to get done today I have done. Balloons and presents wrapping, there we go. I've done a few other jobs around the house, folded some laundry. I've got more laundry upstairs that needs to be folded. I normally fold it down here before I take it up, but Perry unloaded the laundry the other day and took it all upstairs before I had a chance to fold it, so great. That's fine. And yeah, I've about an hour and a bit before I have to go pick up Layla, so not a lot of time to get stuck into anything work related. So I'm just gonna chill out. I've got this puzzle that I want to do, so I'm gonna get started on that and just have a bit of downtime before I have to go get Layla and go to gymnastics. Oh, I also need to make her dinner because Wednesdays are our busy days. We don't get home till after 6, and Nova has dinner at nursery anyway, so I usually take dinner for Layla to eat in the car on the way to gymnastics, so she's not starving by the time we get home. Yeah, so I need to make her dinner. We normally do some sort of pasta related thing on a Wednesday. It's nice and easy, cooks quickly, she loves it, and nice and filling and good for lots of exercise. Anyway, I don't know why I'm just rambling now. I'm just gonna crack on and have some downtime, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Alright, I got Layla's dinner, snacks for both girls for after, and something for me to work on while Layla's at gymnastics. Time to go pick her up. Oh, and post. Hey guys, so we're at gymnastics now. Layla's gone in for her session, and yeah, I'm just chilling in the car where it's warm and cozy. It's a bit miserable today, and yeah. So I didn't, I just did a little bit of work on that puzzle, just sorting out the pieces and stuff, and made Layla some dinner. I forgot to wrap it in tin foil. I don't know what's wrong with me. I normally wrap it in foil before I leave the house. It keeps it warmer for longer. So it got a bit cold today, but it's okay. She still ate it. And yeah, so the only thing I haven't done yet is getting a cake for tomorrow, but I think it's fine, and I'm sure I'll be able to get one during the day tomorrow at some point. So Perry gets back tomorrow around lunchtime. My brother's actually coming over tomorrow as well to surprise Layla for her birthday, because we're having, as it turns out, just the grandparents around this weekend. Neither my brother and his fiance nor my sister-in-law and her husband can make it this weekend, so just gonna be the grandparents, and Perry's parents are bringing Layla's cousins as well, so it'll just be us for the weekend, which would be nice. So that's why my brother's coming tomorrow instead. And then I just found out yesterday that Layla's going to be in her first sort of recital, I guess. Like they call it the Year 2 Performing Arts Showcase at her school, which would be really fun. She's going to be playing the cello, I assume, based on the information I got. So that'll be really exciting. So I can't wait to go see her in that. And she got another award for, what was it for? For excellence, for continued commitment to her work and presentation. And yeah, so I'm really proud of her. She got that yesterday, so I was in school again yesterday to watch her getting that award as well. So she's been doing so well recently, and just, coming on leaps and bounds, which has been amazing to see. And yeah, so I'm just gonna chill in the car, crochet. I've got started a block a while ago, so work on that, and yeah, just sort of hang out, I guess, until Layla's done, and then we're gonna go pick up Nova, and then we're gonna go home. Wait for Layla. Oh, you don't want, now you want me to pick you up. You didn't want me to pick you up, carry you downstairs. Now you want me to pick you up. You make up your blooming mind. Come on.
I like that.
You like it?
Yeah. Thanks, Mommy.
I did it a little bit more high up so that Nova doesn't grab the balloons as much.
Yeah,
And then
got a golden balloon.
there were a couple of extra ones, so.
Got a golden one.
Nova, leave it alone, please. Literally exactly the thing I was trying to avoid.
You got a golden balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I managed to change the picture.
Aww.
Finally worked. The app was being funny. But yeah, finally changed it. The photo I took of you and Nova a couple of weekends ago.
No.
Alright.
Golden.
You can put that in the wash. Let's go put it in the laundry. Good girl. Good job. Yeah. Straight into the laundry. Good work. There you go. Yeah. Push it all in. Push it all in. Yes, you can. All done? Oh, dropped one. High five. Boom, you did it. Good job. Not yet. Mummy needs to put some more things in there. You say goodnight to Layla? Oh, thank you. You ready to go? Oh, thank you. You want another book? Should we do Barnyard Dance? Do this one? Should we do this one? No. No Good Night Moon. How about this one? No? Okay. Oh no, okay, you changed your mind. You sure you don't want that one? No. We just did that one. We just... No. Yeah? Yeah, okay, there we go. Peep inside the garden. Yeah. Alright, should we go turn the lights off? Yeah? Yes, the bugs. Oh, look at that, it's a huge pumpkin. Munch, munch, munch. Who's making holes in the cabbage leaves? Caterpillars. Someone's stealing birdseed. It's a cheeky squirrel. Snap! 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 Snap, 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 snap! Boom! Boom! Alright, should we say good night? Good night! You say bye-bye! Hey guys, so kids are in bed now. I'm upstairs in the attic because I realised I don't have a card for Layla. I meant to get her a card the other day when we went in, when I went to the shops, and I never found one, so I want to paint a card for her. I did that for her a couple of years ago and she really liked it, so I'm going to do her a little painting, like number 7 painting, and give that to her tomorrow. So I'm up here now to do that. And I thought while I'm up here I might as well show you my spinning setup and what I'm currently spinning. So I currently have some fibre from Spin Jones on my wheel. There's some other colours under there, but this is the rest of... It was like a mixed bat ends in a somewhat gradient rainbow colours. So the warmer colours are under that, and then this is the rest of it. And then I also have some white, I think it's Polworth fibre as well, just plain. So I'm going to spin a bobbin of that and I'm going to apply them together to get a nice barber pole rainbowy type yarn. So that's the plan for that one. So I'll probably spin a little bit more on that after I've done the painting, and then I'm going to head downstairs, have some dinner. I need to eat something as well, so I'm not going to be up here for too long. And then yeah, work on that puzzle that's downstairs I think for the rest of the evening. So yeah, I'll check back in a bit later once I've done the painting and do a bit of spinning, etc., and then we'll see what else I do tonight.